Hi everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I'm good. Kansas State football is bowl eligible. They climbed out of their ditch and got to 6-6. Car's still wrecked, but they got out of the ditch. They're going to a bowl game. It's been an unsatisfying season, but this is a nugget that they were able to salvage out of a horrendous start from the season. So they get to go to a bowl, and we have listed here 5 different bowls. 5 bowls that I've seen K-State listed with. We're going to go through and talk about the advantages or disadvantages here. And there's one big thing that might put a couple of these bowls on the not so desirable list for Kansas State. And it's not location. It's something completely different. And we'll get into it right after I get into this. And we're going to get into it. You need to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Oh, we're now going to get into it. You need to be subscribing to GoPowercat. We're 75% off. It's our Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever you want it to be special. 75% off GoPowercat. If you like this stuff, go get that stuff. It's better. You still get a look at me for free. It's worth every penny. Hey, let's get moving here with this. K-State's bowl qualified. What bowl will they end up in? I've seen a number of bowls listed. Unfortunately, one of them is not the Frisco Bowl, which is where Big B Brian Hanley lives, and we thought it would be cool. Apparently, that's even too low on the bowl ladder for even K-State this season. So let's look at the Big 12 tie-ins. You know, some of them are every year, some of them are you can't take them. It's kind of weird now because keep in mind there's still some Pac-12 bowls that are tied to the former Pac-12 members of this conference, the ACC and the Big Ten. So you could see some of those former Pac-12 schools and bowls that Kansas State and other former, previous Big 12 schools wouldn't be eligible for. The first up would be the First Responders Bowl, which should be early in the schedule because it's the First Responders Bowl. If it was like the Third Responders, you could have it in January. But this is December 26th in Dallas. It's at the TCU Stadium, which is a great venue. Not the greatest bowl in the world, but location, big benefit here. December 29th is the Birmingham Bowl. Now, I haven't heard much lately about the Birmingham Bowl, except that it's in Birmingham. And it's a good date, December 29th. Now, let's get into this one, though. December 30th is the Independence Bowl. Now, the Independence Bowl was at the game on Saturday. They got to see K-State. They're a little bit down the pecking order from Liberty Bowl, which is coming up here. But the Independence Bowl has some strong interest in Kansas State and its fan base. And there's a historic tie. If you know your K-State football history, this is where K-State's first bowl game was, and it was a loss. Can they go there and get a win? Now, the opponent for this game may not be great. It's going to be Conference USA. Yeah, it's not going to float your boat, but it could be a good game all the same. January 2nd is the Armed Forces Bowl, not to be confused with the First Responders Bowl. First Responders Bowl is ambulance, fire, police. The Armed Forces Bowl is people who have arms and are forceful. I'm doing this late at night. You gotta go with me. The Armed Forces Bowl is January 2nd. This one's in Dallas. It's on the SMU field. So TCU and SMU both have bowl games on their field. Kind of an advantage of the weather. And finally, the top choice K-State would be in on is the Liberty Bowl on January 2nd. Now, first of all, Kansas State has been to the Liberty Bowl a number of times. As their preference, they would want to see something else. But this is the best bid they could get, and you play an SEC team, maybe they would go for this. But here is the issue with these last two, the Armed Forces and the Liberty Bowl. A big thing now at this time of year is, of course, recruiting and the transfer portal. And the transfer portal now has one window. It doesn't have a spring window. So everyone who wants to transfer has to do it right now. And it opens January 2nd. So I guess players who plan to transfer from Kansas State, if the game's in December, could still play, even if they've indicated it. I don't know how Chris Kleiman will handle this. But a lot of players who are transferring will want to send out to be healthy. Last thing you want to do is get injured in a bowl game that really means nothing. But if I'm Kansas State, I do not want the Armed Forces or Liberty Bowl. Whether it's protecting my own players that are going into the portal, trying to convince them to stay and not having to do it while bowl prepping, that's not good. To actually being in contact with people, set up the groundwork for the actual transfer portal day by contacting agents and all the people that are shady and in between everything. You need these dates. I think it's important. I hope K-State can find one of these December bowls that'll take them, that they want. Because playing a bowl game on the day the portal opens, that's not ideal. And in a season with a lot of things that have been less than ideal, don't do this. Don't get to the end of the season and compound it by making it more difficult to manage the transfer portal than it already is. We'll see what shakes out. Those are your bowl bid options for Kansas State. No Frisco Bowl. I mean, seriously, if it was the Big B Bowl, since he played in the Big 12, could we have a Big 12 tie-in? Probably not. Just wishing. I'm kind of looking forward to Shreveport. They've got gambling boats. It's like the 1800s all over again.